Hello, welcome. I'm just doing a little video on my tanks today. I'm doing a clean out of my big tank. I'll just show you this one. So just having a big clean out on this. A lot of dirt on the bottom of my tank at the moment. It's really disgusting. I put all my fish into another tank. The water was this colour, but that's due to the wood I use. It's the natural colour and everything. It will be a bit nicer after I've done my cleaning. I also have my better tank. It's my better fish in there. A couple of neons, some shrimp and a snail. Let's zoom in on my snail. And there we go. So there's my snail and my better fish is hanging about. Can I find my shrimp at the moment? I know they're in here. I also have a little sucker fish in here somewhere. Can't find them right now. This is the nice clean tank at the moment. Ah, there's my shrimp. Yeah, my shrimp hanging out on the alien. It's cute. So for now I'm going to get on with this tank and show you about it. I hope you will enjoy my little video and we'll get on. How to get the muck at the bottom of the tank. You just get a pot for the water to go into and pipe. Make sure the bucket is lower than your tank and put the bigger end into the water and this bit into the pot. There is a way of doing this where you can just sort of bounce it up and down and it will start sucking it, but I find it easier doing it this way where you suck the end and then it goes into the pot. When you're doing this, make sure you are a little away from the actual sand, because if you're too close to it, it will pick the sand up as well. So I'm just going to zoom in so you can actually see. So when you do this, just go across it carefully and it will suck up just the actual muck at the bottom and it won't suck the sand, as you can see. You carry on this process until all the muck is gone. As you can see, it's a bit lighter than the actual sand, so you're not going to have too much problem with sucking it up and getting too much sand by accident. As you can see, it's a bit foggy right now. What I've done is I put my hand into the water, I washed it around. This is to pick up any of the actual dirt underneath. I'm just making sure I get everything out of the actual tank because I'm doing a major clean out. I have a bit of snail problem is what I should call it. That's what it is. All of these, as you can see, they were all in my tank. All these snails I'm going to be taking down to the local pond area and I'm going to be putting them in there. I had a few trumpet snails as well, but I've separated them, so when I do go take them back I can keep some trumpet snails for my tank. What trumpet snails are good for is at the bottom of the tank they will dig underneath the sand and they'll bring up all the dirt, so you're able to get most of the dirt on the top, but unfortunately they don't bring it all to the surface. So every so often you do have to do a major clean out like I am at the moment. It's also best to check your filter every so often, make sure everything's going well with it. Inside the filter, some of them have this sort of stuff in it. They would advise you to either buy a new filter or refill it. I've refilled mine until the actual sponge is going to be worn away, and then I will replace it with a new sponge. So over here is my little cupboard. I have a cloth for wiping down the glass of the inside of the tank, just to get rid of all the little marks that sometimes happen through algae and stuff. Due to my snail problem, I've not had that problem for a while, but you do get it if you don't have snails. Inside here I have a few little extra stones and stuff for them to swim in, for my shrimps to hide. Some of the small fish hide in these as well. I do change them over to try and give them something different to look at each time. I got little fake plants in there, but I don't use them anymore because I have real plants in my tank, as you can see there. They're all live plants that I have in my tank. Down here I have different treatments and food for my fish. So the treatment I actually do use quite often is Melifex. It's one of the best for natural treatment for your fish. I find it the best. My fish have had problems with the other treatments. My shrimp have died through using other treatments as well, where this one, none of my shrimp have died from using. And I use it quite often because it does treat a lot of parasites and problems with your fish. So you get smallest problem with your fish, use this and it will most likely sort out your problem for you. I'll just show you the back so you can see what sort of stuff it sorts out. It is a very good natural way of helping your fish out and making sure the water's okay and everything. Get rid of any sort of problems. I also give them treats. I have bloodworms here. For my algae eater, I have some algae tablets. The food I use sort of like little pellets, and then there's the flake food as well. There is a way of getting rid of snails without having to treat your tank with snail pest treatment, and that's actually using these. You could get a snail trap and you put one of these in the middle and it treats, well, it makes all the snails go to the actual trap and it traps them all inside and they can't get back out, and you just pick out the ones that you want. So like me, I have a few special snails, so if I got pests in there I would want to keep my nice snails and get rid of the pest ones. I've been told it takes about a week to get rid of all the pests with the trap. My tanks are doing okay now, I've cleaned them all out, but I do have a few nice snails still around. The snails are good for cleaning off your actual glass, trying to get rid of all the algae off glass. Then there's the trumpet snails. They are good for going underneath the actual stone or sand. I think they only do it to sand actually, and they dig out all the rubbish and bring it to the top for you, so you don't have to worry about them as much, which is very handy. So once you get to the point of being satisfied with how your sand is, I actually filled it up with just normal cold water, so tap water. What I'm going to do is take this all out now because I have treated water that I have ready to put back in. So I'm going to be taking all of this water out and be putting in the new water and the buckets of water of the original water. So it'll be half original water and then the rest is going to be the new water. I have now done the bottom of my tank. Just need to put the water in. There is a few patches still left, but when I turn, like have the new water in and the filter turns on, it will all go to the filter and it'll be easier to take off in the future when I'm doing my cleaning. But all the big bits of there is done. So I got my water ready. This is the water that has been done a couple of days before. It's fresh water. I use tap water, and then I put a treatment into it, leave it for a few days so the temperature's right for my fish and the solution has mixed in with the water properly. Up here I have my bucket of water that was originally from the tank. As you can see, there's a few snails in here, so I'm going to cup each one before putting it into the water so I don't pick up any snails. And then I have original water over here that will also be going into the tank. So they have their original water and they have the new water. So now I'm going to manually put in each cup of water from my original water. This water isn't nice looking, it's a bit yellow, but we need the original water so the fish are okay when they go in. Now I'm going to transfer my fish in the tank into a bucket so I can easily put them into the tank without stressing them out too much. That's all of them now, so I'm going to start transferring the water over to the other tank. I'm going to let the water filter through for a bit, and then when it's filtered I'll put the fish in. So while we can see all my fish, I thought of showing you what fish I actually have. I have a few emperors, ghost fish. I have this like little orange tetra, shrimps, as you can see in there. Many shrimps. And over here I have tetras, normal tetras, my bristlenose pleck, and I bought them and I got told they're called emperors, but they're different to these emperors. These ones are pink emperors, these were meant to be this normal emperors, but they look a bit different to what I was expecting, so now they're grown anyway. So I don't know what to do with them. I separated them because they're attacking the other fish as well. So when I find out what they are, depends on if I'm going to keep them or not. If they're just playing, then I'll keep them, but if they're actually dangerous to my tank, I'll be getting rid of them, unfortunately. They are quite beautiful. When they have the lights on, they've got really blue eyes. They're quite beautiful fish, but I can't keep them if they're not going to be good for my other fish. I have panda cories as well, and in here I also have a little suckerfish. He's quite new. Very cool. So he'll be good for cleaning the tank out. A bit clearer now. Hopefully it won't be much longer. I haven't filled the tank up completely because I didn't have enough buckets to originally do it. So when I put them in, I'll let them be in there for a day, and then tomorrow I'll put the next lot of water in for it to be full. Now I'm just going to start putting some of the plants back in. Before I put them in, I'm going to wash down the leaves, make sure there's no eggs on the leaves from the snails, and then put them into the tank. I'll dot them around the tank. I've set up my tank differently to how I did it last time. Just to see how it works, seeing if I can try and get rid of all them dead zones I had before, see if it helps the tank out a little bit. So now we're going to be doing plants. With the plants there's going to be some eggs on it. The way you can tell is there's these little jelly bits on the actual plants. Then bits you've got to rub off with the water, so you just turn the tap on. Just rub the leaves until the jelly bit has gone off. And you do this for each plant. So you know you've got rid of all the eggs. Obviously just rub them gently because you don't want to rub them too hard, you might damage the actual leaves of the plant. When you've done this to each one, you get a group of them in a bunch and you just tie them together with some metal. I actually do some jewellery making, and thanks to that I got wire. So I'll show you the wire. This is the wire I use, just a normal metal wire. You just clip off a nice amount, just so you can actually use it. And then when you cut that off, you're able to tie it around the plants. I've done some earlier, so I'm just going to grab them ones to show you. So here's a bunch from earlier. As you can see, there's multi plants on here. There's quite a good selection of plants I've put on there, and then I've wrapped the metal around it. The metal is good because when you actually put it in, it weighs it down, so it keeps the actual plant in place. You just bury that bit underneath the sand or the gravel. It holds it into place for you, so you're able to just put it in, not worry about it coming up randomly, which is really helpful. So now it's on to the plants. When you do bring the plants out of the tank, do keep them in some sort of water. I put them in here, so they've got water inside. So they're kept moist, but they are not in the actual tank, so you're able to clean them all off before you actually put them back into your tank. This is my wood. I have been soaking it in water all day in hot water that's each time steaming, to get off any pests and to get rid of that colour discoloration I was getting before. So hopefully this will sort out the problem I was having with the water going all brown. So as you can see, there's some marks on it. Hoping everything is off. I've done this about 10 times now. Just keep washing the actual wood off and refilling the water with boiling hot water again, and then redoing the process over and over again, just trying to get off any pests and get rid of that colour distortion, and then hopefully we won't have that problem anymore and my tank will go back to normal. So now I've just been putting the plants in. I've got some back plants at the back. These plants at the back will be the longer plants. In the middle part I've put a long plant, but it's a red colour, so you can see it's really vibrant, it's really beautiful in the tank. It does bring some colour to the tank. At the bottom here I've got a piece of wood, and it's got a lily growing inside it. And so at the bottom here I've got grass plants at the bottom. I've got my wood I want to put in, so my wood I've just been washing. I'll be putting this in somewhere, and then I've got a few plants to put in as well, so I'm going to let you watch this with me putting them in and sorting out where they'll go. I'm going to try and make sure I don't make any dead points though, because last time I had loads of dead points, it's reason I had loads of dirt at the bottom, so hopefully we won't have this problem again. So I'm going to put the wood in first. I haven't really thought of where to put it yet, so I don't know if I can put it over here. Let's see how it works to cover up the actual filter a little bit. I don't know if that's a good idea yet or not. Let's put it this way. Just so the fish has somewhere to hide as well. I've got another red one, which I'll be putting in now. Got some more grass to go inside. When you put them in, just bury the roots underneath. Just sort of flick sand over them, just so roots go under and they're buried nicely. Do dot them around so you're not putting them all in just one place, just to make it so it's a bit more lively in the tank. I do have another lily plant. It's only the roots, but hopefully if we replant it, it will grow another one. So I'll plant this over here. You'll see how this one works out. Now the plants are in, I'm going to put some stone stuff in, just so they have some hiding places within the actual . So throughout doing this video, I've been topping up the actual water in here to calibrate water, new water in the tank to them, so they are comfortable with the water conditions when they go in. I'll be putting them in now. if anyone does know what this fish is, can you please message me? I've been told it was a empress when I bought it, but I'm not sure if it is. If it is, I'll just put them back in with the other fish, but if it isn't, then I'll be having to get rid of them, so it'd be nice to know what they actually are as well. They're quite beautiful fish, but if they're going to be attacking my fish and they're going to get bigger, then I can't have them in my tank. My bottom feeder is in there hiding. You will know where he is. He's going to sulk for a while until he gets used to the new tank style. So now my fish are in the tank. It's the next day. I've got my water down here already. I'm just going to let you see my fish in the tank. There's some of my shrimp. They all seem happy. So now they're all happy, the water's a bit more clearer now the filter's been running through it for a while. I'll put the next lot of water to fill up the last bit of the tank, and then my tank will be all ready. Now I'll be putting the last buckets into my tank. And there we go, my tank is complete, and I will show you close-ups of the actual tank in a bit. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please subscribe and like the video. I will try and post some more videos of just about my tank, try and find out some tips for you guys and these little things for you to know about looking after a tropical fish tank. So I'll take you over to my